Hello! Welcome to Neil Bakes. It's week 9, which means it's a semi-final. And there's only now 2 bakes left for patisserie week. We are making a Torta Setteveli. Setteveli is Italian for 7 veils. So it's got 7 different layers. That's what it looks like. That's what I've got to try and make. It took them about 5 hours on the show. It's going to take me 5 days. So without further ado, on your marks, get set, bake! So here are the ingredients for the Torta Setteveli. There's not many, it's just quite a lot of combinations of cream and cocoa powder and sugar. Okay, well, let's start this epic bake. I've got 2 pages of ingredients, 2 pages of a method. It's going to take me all day. Sift together the flour and cocoa powder 3 times until well combined. Place the sugar and eggs in a large bowl and whisk until thick and pale. Little by little, gently fold the flour mixture into the egg mixture, then fold in the melted butter. Okay. So flour in, cocoa powder in. Six eggs going into here. Sugar in as well. This is now quadrupled in size, it's nice and thick. Took a long time, like 20-25 minutes with a hand mixer. Time to fold in the cocoa powder. To make sure it's still nice and airy as well, like a nice sponge. And now just the butter. Pour the mixture into the mould, tin which I've done. So I greased and lined there. Nice airy batter there. Okay, so this is going in the oven now at 170 fan for about half an hour. Whilst that's cooking, I'm going to do some of the fillings. Okay, next step says, for the sugar syrup, tip the sugar into a small pan, add 75 millilitres of water, and bring to the boil over medium heat, stirring until the sugar dissolves, then boil until we're just about half to a syrup consistency. Remove from the heat and add the hazelnut liqueur. Sugar going in, water in as well. Okay, so this is syrup consistency now. Just going to add in the hazelnut. Okay, so the recipe says to add hazelnut liqueur, but I can't find that, or the hazelnut oil, so I'm just going to use this hazelnut syrup that you normally put in coffees, so we'll just cheat a bit. Oh, that smells nice. Okay, next step is to make a praline paste. Heat the sugar and 4 tablespoons of water over medium heat until it reaches 121 degrees Celsius on a thermometer. Stir in the toasted hazelnuts and tip out the praline onto a silicone mat and leave to set. So, okay, sugar in there. So basically just making a caramel and then putting hazelnuts in it. I've got some hazelnuts earlier on, toasted them in the oven, just put them on a baking tray for like 5-10 minutes. There's one thermometer. Stir in the hazelnuts. Take this out now. Oh my god, it's so sticky. Okay, so this has just been in the oven for about half an hour. Just taking it out. Looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to just leave this to cool for a bit and then turn it out onto a wire rack. Okay, so this is going into here. So I'll set just one massive some hazelnut paste. Done. Okay, so just turned out my cake. Looks pretty good. Just going to leave it to cool completely, and then we'll cut it in half. Okay, next up is the hazelnut bavarois. Soak the gelatin in cold water until soft. Pour the milk, cream and 175 grams of the praline paste into a pan and heat until just under boiling. Oh, another recipe. Number 37. So milk's in there. 200 millilitres of double cream. Now we've got to whisk together the 5 egg yolks and caster sugar until pale and creamy. Then pour the hot milk mixture into that. Make a custard. Then put that back onto the pan to heat it up a bit more. And then put the gelatin in. Oh god. Okay, so first step, egg yolks. God. Ugh. This milk mixture needs to go in now, and then we'll whisk it together to make custard. Okay, next step is to drain this. Oh god. There we go. Right, so that's custard half done. Next bit. Whisk the cream to soft peaks, then fold it into the cool custard. 450 millilitres of cream in here. Whisk this to soft peaks. It's just weird, but okay, I don't know what we're doing. Okay, so that's the hazelnut bavarois done. It actually tastes quite nice. Next step. This is melt the chocolate and butter in a heat-proof bowl. Set over a pan with some water. Remove from the heat and add the foulatine and remaining praline paste. So chocolate's all in the bowl. Add the butter. Okay, so the chocolate and butter is melted, and now it's just to add the foulatine, which is kind of like buttery pastry flakes, but it's impossible to find. I couldn't find any, so I'm just going to use cornflakes instead. The cheap alternative. We're going in here. Just give these a mix up. Okay, so I just managed to cut this in half. Just use some cocktail sticks around the outside as a measure, as a guide. It looks pretty good to me. Okay, so it says to place 1/2 of the cake into the tin, brush with half of the syrup. Okay. Spoon the praline layer over the sponge and smooth with a palette knife. Then ladle over half of the hazelnut bavarois. Place the semi-assembled torta in the freezer for 15 minutes. Okay. Make a nice flat layer. Okay, this has just been in the freezer for 15 minutes. Now we're going to put the rest of it together. Oh, it is smelling really nice. Who doesn't love hazelnut? There we go. Now let's go back in the freezer for 45 minutes. Okay, so whilst the cake is in the freezer, next step is to make the chocolate mousse. So this is pour 150 millilitres of the double cream into a small pan and bring to just below boiling point. Pour over the chopped chocolate and stir to a smooth ganache. Whisk the remaining 250 millilitres of cream to soft peaks and fold into the cool ganache. That's lovely. There we go, done. Just going to spoon in this cream to make a nice mousse. Yeah, fold the next bit in. Okay, mousse is done. Now I'm just going to wait for the cake to set that's been in the freezer. Okay, so this has been in the freezer for 45 minutes again. So I need to take it off the tin and put it on this cake card and then spoon the mousse over the top and around the side. Okay, so I managed to put the mousse on. So this is the hardest bit so far. I think probably the hardest bit out of all of it. We're now going to freeze it and then we're going to put the mirror glaze on top. Whilst my cake's in the freezer, tempering some chocolate for the curls at the top. Okay, so the last bit is the mirror glaze. Set the gelatin in cold water until soft. Put 80 millilitres of water and cream, cocoa powder and sugar in a pan and bring to boil, stirring continuously until 103 degrees. Then remove from the heat and then stir in the gelatin. Cool. Another recipe, number 14. So going in. So now it needs to go, gelatin needs to go in. Just need to cool now. It's been chilled in the freezer for about 3/4 of an hour. Pour this on and we'll see how it goes, I guess. Okay, I mean, it looks shiny. There's not enough to cover it all over. So we'll just leave that to set and then we'll decorate it. And there we go, I'll just put the chocolate curls on the top and some of the hazelnut praline. This took all day, like on and off, about 10 hours. Ridiculous. I'm never doing this again. I'm hoping it tastes really nice. Oh, definitely a crunch layer there. So there's good layers there, not too bad. There we go, so you can definitely see the 7 layers there. Pretty good, let's have a taste. Oh, that tastes actually really nice. The first bit is the crunchiness from that praline layer. It's got an actual really nice hazelnutty flavour. And the baveloire is actually really creamy. And the sponge is really light as well. Looks wise, actually looks alright. Couldn't get it all the way around the edge. We'll just call it a drip cake. Well worth the 10 hours it took me to do. So all in all, this 3 week, I think I nailed it! Okay, so next week is the final. And the last one of this series. I'm not sure what the theme is for the final, but we'll find out soon enough. Until then, Bye bye.